A man who says sorry when he's wrong is called honest. A man who says sorry when he is not sure is called wise. And a man who says sorry when he is not wrong is called husband. Contest chair and my dear friends. Have you seen a movie Titanic? Do you know the ship Titanic was termed as RMS Titanic, meaning Royal Meal Steamer? Because it was not just a luxury crew, it was also carrying a meal along with it. It was carrying huge amount of meal, and they were charging hefty amount of money to transport meal from a Great Britain's port of Southampton to New York. It was a very big ship. Do you know what was the length of the Titanic? It was 883 feet. Do you know what was the width of the Titanic? Roughly 80 feet. Do you know what was the weight of the Titanic? It was 12,000 tons. It was a very huge ship. And any guesses what was the maximum speed of the Titanic? It was 13 knots. They used to calculate it in terms of nautical miles. Now, if we translate it, it turns out to be 43 kilometers per hour. It was a huge ship, my friends. And understand, technology was not evolved back then. It was 1912. It was a pride of the nation. Everyone wants to be a part of the first voyage. What was going to happen to this ship? It was carrying best of the chefs, cooking best of the meals in the world for the wealthy aristocrats, just to gratify the taste buds of wealthy aristocrats. The Titanic had a crew of 800 members, which roughly translates as one crew member for every 3 passengers. It had facilities like a gymnasium on board. It had facilities like swimming pool on board, Turkish bath on board, facilities that are unheard of. It was carrying with it 5 massive pianos. It was carrying with it a jeweled copy of Rubaiya by Umar Khayyam with it. It was a pride of the nation. And here it is, pride of the day. What is going to happen to this ship? What's going to happen to this ship? It was 1912, 10th of April. Thomas Andrew, chief engineer and architect of RMS Titanic, boasted. He boasted that this is a ship that even God for that matter, cannot sink. And we all have seen the ship sunk on its maiden voyage. Sunk on its maiden voyage. A pride of the nation. What was going to happen to this ship? Everyone was boasting. And what happened? It sunk on its maiden voyage. My friends, once king asked his minister, what is the daily job of a god? The minister was puzzled. He was not sure. He said, give me some time. I'll tell you. So the king said, you tell me what is the daily job of God or I'll cut your head. So now the minister was totally taken back by a shock. He said, I'll tell you by end of day tomorrow. So he was very frustrated and he was very puzzled. As he was walking back to his home, he saw a farmer. And a farmer saw him. He saw that the minister is tensed. He asked, what happened? So king said that king asked me what is the daily job of a god. And I don't know the answer. So the farmer said, don't worry, I'll tell you. I'll tell king rather what is the daily job of God. So the next morning, the farmer went along with this minister and king again asked, what is the daily job of God? So this farmer said, I'll tell you what is the daily job of God. But before that, you have to step down from your throne. So everyone was like stunned. Everyone was wide-eyed and open-mouthed. What's going to happen now? So the king stepped down from his throne. And you know, this farmer stepped up and sat on the throne. Everyone was stunned. Everyone was surprised. The king was there and the farmer sat on his throne. And you know, my friends, what farmer said? Farmer said, this is the daily job of God. To uplift someone who is hardworking and humble, and to kick someone who has pride and ego with him. There was a day in my life when my lead asked me, Prasad, would you want to be a part of Toastmaster? I said, what's that? Then he explained me what the Toastmaster really is. And I said, well, I have given speech and lectures in front of hundreds and thousands of people. I can do it. This is peanuts for me. I can certainly do it. And he said, okay, go for the one meeting as a guest. And I went for the first meeting. I still remember I participated in an impromptu speech. I had that pride and ego with me. And each and every Toastmaster can vividly remember the fiasco that I did there. I completely did a fiasco. Reason? I lacked the clarity. I lacked the clarity that is needed because of this pride and ego that I had with me. And I failed. This, my friend, gave me one of the finest lessons of my life. A lesson that on your journey to excellence, if you have pride and ego with you, you do not need any other enemy. Thank you.